Cheats Haber. We're going to be talking through the last major of the year and the Open Championship. Sheets, before we jump on into everything, anything you want to set the people up for to talk about it, or do you just want to go straight into tiers?
Um, I'll just kind of I will shout out Rick Rungood again. If you go to his YouTube channel and you look at course preview, he does like a just an insane job with using flyovers to talk about some of the troubles that exist on some of these holes, and it's actually pretty amazing. And the point to be drawn from it is that on several real key holes, you got to be able to hit it to get out of trouble. Like they set these hot bunkers up so that if you're off and you're only hitting like 280, 290, you're going to be in those pot bunkers. Yeah. So it really does reward apparently a distance more than you would think. So that's one thing. And the other thing again is from a pricing perspective, this is the first. Well, but first of all, we'll get to it. But this is the first time I think there's ever been someone this pricey in a in a tournament like this. And I think this is the first time, at least I've seen them go to a 5K range, which
Rom was 13K for a few of them.
I think in a tournament like this, I forget.
Oh yeah, maybe not.
But the other thing is that they finally did make a 5K range, which you know what, it makes sense. I mean, some of the guys that are just like, I don't know, whoever they are, that shouldn't be 6,500, like they made like 5K, which makes sense. But we'll see, and we'll see if I don't know if you spoke to Kenny or any of your any sneaky 5K guys, but we're gonna have to increase the we're gonna have to be a little spicy. We're gonna have to come up with a 6K guy and a 5K guy to make the cut in our contest at the end of the video.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess I'll just share my screen and we'll just kind of get going, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, so we've got adding tiers. So I actually think this is really, really good in the long run. I think if you play and you're decent enough at DFS, that I think that the better you are, the better that's gonna help you. I feel like to have these extra things because you just have more decisions to make, and you can build in different ways. So I'm a big fan of the fact that they did drop this down a little bit, even though most of the guys in the under 6K range are not exactly household names. They're guys who we might want to consider for some reason or another. I've got about 5 guys that are under 6K that I'm definitely considering. So we'll start at the top. And we also have more 10K plus players because they shifted all the pricing. So everybody what do we have now? 2, 4, 6, 7 guys over 10K, which I think is the most we've ever had. And they're all going to be owned and they all look pretty good. So I guess I'll go real quick first with my favorites, and maybe this is in order, maybe this is not, but I do like Cam Smith a lot, and he's going to be the lowest owned, I think, of the spend ups. I love him on these tough courses. I love him in these situations where it doesn't have to be a birdie fest. The creativity and everything. I understand that he's not as long as some of the other guys are off the tee, but I think that he is a terrific option, and I think he ends up with the lower ownership of the top end group. Next favorite is going to be. It's Scheffler, Rory, then Rahm for me, but I like all 3 of them, and I may change my tune and end up with a little bit more Rahm, but I have those guys very, very close. So I'm not as high. I don't have as much interest as of right now. Again, these are great golfers. It's hard just to say they don't have interest, but it's just you can't play everybody. But Hovland, Schauffele, and Brooks are all a little bit on the outside looking in for me.
Yeah, I unfortunately am a kind of a sucker for this. And so I'm gonna just do it again. I'm not gonna have much of any of these guys in my lineups. I'm gonna be going with the sucker balance build approach, which looks all too pretty and just never wins. You know.
The first lineup I built didn't have anybody over 9,700, so I understand it.
Yeah, I mean the reality is that it's going to be like Scheffler's going to win with some guy at 5K. You know, and that's probably what's going to end up happening. But I'm not going to do it. I just can't help it. But to rate these guys in this range, I do have, Rory, Scheffler, and Rahm. We're going over 10K only, right? not 11K higher, 10K and up. Yeah. So I have Rory, Scheffler, and Rahm. I have the most expensive guys, but as an ownership play, I like Xander. I have him at only getting like 11% ownership, and he's actually in my build, which I have right now. He's my highest owned of the guys over 10K, and even that's only 15%. So that's just where I'm at. I mean, all these guys are fine. They're certainly the most likely to win the tournament, but I'm just enamored with playing these mid-range builds. So we'll just see what happens.
Yep, I can kind of relate. So that takes us into the 9K, where I'm sure you're going to have more to say, but I will throw out my guys real quick.
Yep.
I know this sounds like it's good when your favorite guy, two of your favorite guys are the two lowest owned in this range. Actually, three of them. So right off the bat, I love Jordan Spieth here. I like Jordan Spieth. He's always I think in the 80 rounds or something like that he's played it. And it's not 80, but it's whatever. Maybe it's 40 or 60, whatever. I think he's only had 4 rounds where he didn't gain more than 2 strokes on the field in all categories. I'm sorry, in tee to green categories. I think that Spieth is a really interesting play, or not tee to green. I can't remember what the exact stat was, but whatever it was, it definitely led me towards more Spieth. I also am a sucker a little bit for the ownership, and I think he ends up as the low-owned one in that upper price, along with Matt Fitzpatrick, who I know has not been the same, but I'm willing to embrace that. Then we get to Fleetwood, my actual favorite from this range, but he's going to be the chalky one. And then the guy who gained the most strokes last time he played this event was Cam Young, and he's 9K. I am going to take a shot with Cam Young, a guy I really believe in on tough courses. So I will be very high on Cam Young. And the last one I'm going to add for your middle builders is Tyrrell Hatton.
Okay, so I currently have Tyrrell Hatton as the highest owned guy by a little bit of the guys I'm playing. I don't have him, highest ownership, but I have him as the highest guy I'm getting the most of. And then the other guy I'm getting a lot of is Mr. Missed the Cut in Scotland, Patrick Cantlay. God help me with that one, but that's where I'm at. And then I am eating the chalk and going with Mr. Fleetwood as well. So those are my 3 top guys in the 9K range. Spieth is, I think, just a tremendous win the $1 million play. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot. Before I forget, the other guy that from the 10K range that I just want to just mention a little bit is how many times am I not going to play Koepka and have him beat me? You know what I mean? Just every single time. The guy's just insane. Yeah. But in any case, those are my 3 main guys. So Hatton, Cantlay, and Fleetwood. And then everybody else I'm probably under the field on.
Yep, I certainly get it. And that's pretty wild because you're going to be way over on the guys you're over on then because you're not playing the 10K guys.
Yep.
But I guess we'll figure some of that out in the 8K range, where I actually have less interest in this range as a whole. I always say Sam Burns and Cam Young are basically the same kind of thing. I like Cam Young better at this particular tournament. It is interesting to see Homa priced down here. Have to say, Homa and Tom Kim are probably my 2 favorites, with Wyndham Clark being 3rd in this range.
We are lockstep on this, with one exception. So I actually two notable exceptions. So I like Kim, Homa, and Clark quite a bit as well. But my top 2 owned in this range is the once and future king of busting his chalk, Tony Finau, at 8,200. And you mentioned Tom Kim, and then Justin Rose at 8K flat. He's gonna be probably played probably 15% plus. But those are my top 2. Actually, Finau, Rose, and then the guys you mentioned, Kim, Homa, and Clark. I think Homa, like you said, Homa at 8,400 is. I think that's a very, very strong play, actually.
Yeah, and look, for once, I actually agree. I actually didn't mention it, but I do like the Finau idea also. It's different when you don't win a tournament at 8,200 than when you're 12.5 or whatever, you know. So I'm in on Tom Kim. I'm going to shut my windows real quick while you start off the next range because I've got a guy out here.
Yeah, the 7K guys that I'm getting the most of are boy, it's Brian Harmon and also Corey Connors. Corey Connors makes a little more sense. Because Corey Connors, although he's not like crazy long, he's like kind of long enough at least.
Right.
So I don't mind that. The Brian Harmon one kind of scares me. Henley, just super duper safe as far as I'm concerned. I like him. And then Mr. St. John's, Keegan Bradley at 7,600. So those are my highest owned of the 7Ks. But one other guy I will throw in, and I'm sure you'll maybe I should steal them from you, but actually I'll give you two more. Ryan Fox and the once and future king Minwoo Lee.
Ryan Fox, I like the Minwoo Lee. He was the only one I was going to add to your list. I don't have the Harmon. I do have the Bradley, the Connors, and then I have Neiman, then Minwoo as my favorite. But
Neiman is could be the nuts.
That feels like the play I'm just going to keep making. And we went through all the 7Ks, right? So I have to throw in a couple other guys. Then I forgot I was thinking 75 to Denny McCarthy. I think is a really good play, but he's going to have some ownership. And actually not all that interested in the rest of the 7Ks. Maybe if there was one more guy to throw in, it would probably be someone like Sepp Straka for me, just in really good form, or Benny On. But mostly the 7Ks are, and they're kind of going to get forgotten about, right? So it's just kind of interesting to think about. Like, yeah, I don't love these guys, but neither does anybody else. So maybe try to force in a couple 7K guys. 7K is like the new 6K, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I know it's not really. It's more like the 8K, but still. All right. Down in the sub 7Ks sheets. Do you want to let's go 65? There's so many. Well, actually, there's not so many guys I like, but there's so I guess I won't pick them.
Well, let's just talk about this for a second. So you're going to have a 25% on plus Robert McIntyre. At 6,800, and that's a major decision point. You know what you do with that. I can't imagine like playing a $6,800 guy at 25% ownership. But like if these other guys just kind of come in, I mean, it does rate really really well. And if you get some of your other lower owned, higher priced guys to smash, I mean, you don't want to cut off your nose to spite your face, I guess. I mean, it does rate to be a really really good play. So like anything else, I mean, you don't play him with other chalk. But he certainly rates to be the best play under 7K. And then when you go down, I mean, I wasn't getting. I mean, just a couple of sprinkles, really, like Brandon Grace and Patrick Harrington. Just so you guys know, I mean, we're gonna do a live lineup bill, which is going to incorporate new change in the projection and stuff. So I don't want everybody to think this is exactly what I'm playing. But this is like right now what I'm on. Dietrich. Oh, here's like my hero from last week, Jordan Smith. He's in sneaky good form, maybe even not so sneaky. But Jordan Smith at 6,800, I think he's a very good player.
This is what I get for missing last week. I have like little to no memory of who Jordan Smith is.
Yeah, it's so funny when I did my lineup. I did like a video, and I'm like, Jordan L. Smith. I have no idea who this is, but he looks pretty good, and no one's going to play him. Turns out he was pretty popular, actually.
Yeah. It always happens like that. I feel like somebody's on it. I've got a few guys down here that I'm fond of, and some that I'm really, I'm really not overall that excited about most of this range, which is weird because I usually feel like I can try and find a bunch of names. My favorites would be Oosthuizen and McIntyre are both going to be very chalky. But it is
Oosthuizen. I forgot he existed.
He's 6,900. Kind of hard to just flat out ignore that.
Look at that.
Oosthuizen, McIntyre as the chalk. My favorites though are Taylor Moore. Who did I say? Stevenson? I don't even know who that is. Why did I have that?
How about Grillo?
Why do I have the Stevenson written down? Am I missing? Oh no, Svensson. That's what it is. I love Svensson. That's what I was like. What's going on with the Stevenson? So Svensson is probably my favorite in this range. He's actually been in pretty good form on the live, and he's 6,200. He's solid enough to where I think I would take a shot with him. And then down at the 6K flat, I do have there's two guys, and one makes me feel really weird for saying it, but one is Matt Wallace and one is Ben Griffin. Those are.
So you got anything under 6K? I got two guys. I got one guy from Rick, and who's actually showing up on my projections too, and another guy that I just invented.
So I have Southgate, Fitzpatrick as my favorites. Then I get the fringier ones for me are Ramsey.
Who's Fitzpatrick?
It is Fitz, right?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, it was one of the recommended. It was Alex Fitzpatrick.
Alex Fitzpatrick. Okay.
Somebody mentioned him earlier on in the thing, and I looked into it a little bit. So I mean, look, these are all fringy.
I used to back that guy in poker, Alex Fitzpatrick.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So Southgate, Fitzpatrick, Micheluzzi, Rosner, Ramsey are the five guys that I have listed.
Yeah. So Ramsey is the guy that Rick came up with, and he actually does rates for me to be the top guy by a little bit. But since you brought up Wallace, since you're going to come up with Marcellus Wallace, I'm going to come up with Tony Rocky Horror, Antoine Rosner.
I said Rosner.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's my guy. So I'll go Richie Ramsey and Antoine Rosner. Those are the only, and the other guys you mentioned were Southgate. And I'll throw one other name in here just to I'll give you three others. How about, he said Southgate, Keita Nakajima, Marcel Siem, and then of course the leader of the free world, Jorge Campillo. So those are guys that are showing up in my projection. In the top, listen, they're in the top 75, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good enough. Well, let's get to the game then, man. Let's play. Let's see how we do. We should start probably having to do like a way of putting DFS points together and seeing who wins this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That'd be fun.
Well, not putting DFS points together. We just got to see like who actually accomplishes what we say they're going to accomplish.
Right. But
if there's a tie, if we get two 7K guys in the top 20, then it will become, who has more fantasy points. And if neither of them make the top 20, it's which of our. So let's do that. So we're going to compete. We're betting $1 on this one.
Okay.
So it's going to be over 9K to miss the cut, a guy under 7K and one under 6K to make the cut, and then win the tournament under 10K top 5, under 9K top 10, under 8K top 10, right?
No, under 8K top 20.
Top 20. Okay. Yeah. So let's be legitimate about this. So who wants to go first? You want to go first?
Why don't you go first?
I'm going to go first. So I'm going to say Patrick Cantlay is winning.
Whoa. Okay. Shoot. That means I have to play some Cantlay. Okay. If you're going to do that.
Now I'm keeping track now this time. So Cantlay win. Okay.
I really want to say Cam Smith, but I actually think this is an opportunity where I'm going to use. Well, the problem is I can't use these guys later. Then okay, I'm gonna take Cam Smith, and I honestly feel very kind of weird about it. But
okay, and this is the thing. So if neither of them win, it's whoever has the most fantasy points of those two.
Fair enough.
All right, under 10K to make top 5, right?
Yeah, I'll take Fleetwood here. I was gonna pick him to win, but I'll just take him here.
So wait. So
I love these 9K guys, so I'm very happy.
Wood top 5. It's funny. Neither of us really talked about Ricky Fowler. But since you're going to go Brit, I'll go Brit on Brit violence, and I will go with Terrell Hatt.
That's he's in my first build also.
So now I guess I'll go next. So I'll go. So under 9K. To make the top 10. All right, let's. Oh my God, I'll torch this. I'll go Tony Finau.
All right, if you're gonna take Finau, I am gonna take Homa.
Yeah, that's the other. That, by the way, that is the other one I was taking.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, so now under 8K to go top 20. I guess you go first. I guess.
Under 8K, I'm going to say Corey Con. I'm going to say Joaquin Neiman.
Bobby is going to go with Neiman, and then I will take Corey Connors.
All right.
Okay, so you want to do 6K first or 5K? So you under 7K, just to make the cut. So this is top 20, and then 7K under 7K to make cut, 6K make cut. All right, you can go first with the 6K. So under 7K.
Okay, the highest scoring guy is probably going to be Taylor Moore, but I'm going to say Adam Svensson, even though I know the obvious answer is supposed to be Oosthuizen or McIntyre.
Look at you hedging all over the country.
I'm not hedging. I'm just saying that's what the obvious.
Three guys. All right.
No, but I named one guy, and I gave the options of here are the chalk answers, and I'm picking a non-chalk answer.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, you know, if I should really just go Chalk City, USA.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not going to. Just not going to. I'm going to go with Jordan Smith.
I mean, I keep saying Adam Svensson, Henrik Stenson. Why can't I get my head straightened out?
Was that who you meant?
Yeah, I keep saying Svensson, but I mean Stenson.
Okay, I like that play actually. So Stenson.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So you said Stenson. I'll say Jordan Smith, and then I'll go 5K. Which of these turkeys am I going to take? I am going to go with the Tony Rocky Horror. I'm going to go Antoine Rosner.
Okay, you're taking the Rosner. I'm going to take the Southgate.
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 Okay, so just to summarize, Eric Cantlay to win, Bobby Cam Smith to win, Bobby with Fleetwood top 5, Eric with Hatton top 5, Eric with Finau top 10, Bobby Homan top 10, Bobby Neiman top 20, Eric Connors top 20. We got to miss the cut. But before we do that, under 7K, we have Stenson and Jordan Smith. Under 6K, we have Rosner and Southgate.
Yep.
Who over 9K is going to miss the cut?
Over 9K to miss the cut. I want to take. I'm going to take Cantlay.
You're going to take Cantlay.
No, I'm just kidding. I was just mostly the best with you, but I think I will take Cantlay. I'm sure there's better options, but that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, you're going to take Cantlay, and I am going to take Cameron Smith.
So you're taking my winner, and I'm taking your winner.
I had to say that with such a deadpan for people to laugh at it. That's it. That's it. I will say, by the way, with the Cam Smith, you know, if he's on, he really could win. And if he gets into one of those things where he's missing the fairways, it's kind of what I talked about. If you're hitting foul balls on this course, you're going to be in those pot bunkers. So you're going to be in trouble. So it is. I think it's a good play both ways. I think if he's feeling it, I think it is a good chance to win, and yet I also think he has a good chance to miss the cut.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't. I mean, I probably should have said Rahm or Scheffler. I just sort of wanted to try something different, but I hear you. I'm honestly curious how much I end up with him because it's funny because I love the top range here, but Sheets, like you said, as I tried to build, I really liked getting those 3 9K guys in, and you could do it pretty easily. So that's you get a combination of there's all those guys in the 9K can win the tournament, but that Cam Young, that's sort of going to be my general thing. The Cam Young, Hatton, Fleetwood, Fitz pricing just feels like a good spot. All right, Sheets, anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, we're good.
All right, good luck, everybody. We'll see you at 11 Eastern and for this, and we'll see you at